So, this is another one of my personal favorite activities. Over the next several days, we're going to be going over what's called a film study guide. So, film study is an active learning process, much like thinking reading. We will watch the film, pause, and think about key points and ideas. We will ask and answer questions, make observations, find examples, and draw conclusions about characters in the film. Our goal will be to begin to define the terms hope, dreams, and fears to identify ideas such as persistence, motivation, and goals. We will also begin planning to achieve goals. Finally, we will look at the role that proficient reading plays in being successful. So, since everything is virtual, you will be watching a series of YouTube clips from different films. And you're going to try to find examples of the definitions that we came up with together of hope and dream, fears, goals, persistence, motivation, and action plan. So, first thing that you need to do is you need to find this film study guide that's attached to this assignment, and you need to download it on your computer to make sure that you're able to fill it out. So we're going to be going over the definitions of these areas together so it's easier for you to come up with an example from the film. So let's start with a hope or a dream. What do we think a hope or a dream means? Or what do you think is a good definition of a hope or a dream? Good. So if you wrote something that you wish for, that is perfect. So, an example of a hope, I hope to go to the movies this weekend. I hope to lose 30 pounds or whatever it is. That is an example of a hope. And a dream is more, I dream of being the first female president of the United States. So, something that people wish for a hope and a dream. Now, let's look at the next one. What are fears? What do you think is a good definition of what a fear is? Good. So I think a fear is something you are afraid or scared of. People can be afraid of many things. You can fear failure, you can fear snakes, you can fear going to your first block class because you don't like it and you just are scared to go. Their fears are a big, broad spectrum of what it could be, but it's something that you are afraid or scared of. Next one, what are goals? Think about what a good definition for what a goal could be. Good. So, a goal is not like a soccer goal or a football goal or whatever type of goals are in different sports, but a goal is something that you wish to achieve. Okay, something that you wish to achieve. So here's a goal of mine. I wish in 3 weeks I'm able to exercise at least 5 days a week. So it's a goal for myself. My goal is to exercise 3 to 4 days a week. That's a goal. My goal would be to get straight A's in science class. That could be another goal. So let's talk about persistence. What is persistence? Good. So persistence is something that helps you keep going, right? So persistence is to keep trying hard on something, no matter how hard it is. So think about something that's really, really hard. It could be reading, it could be math, it could be scoring a touchdown in football. Let's say you've never scored a touchdown, but you are persistent because you keep trying no matter how hard it can be. That is persistence. Everybody needs persistence in their life because if you are not persistent, it's going to be really, really hard for you to achieve your goals. So, persistence is one of the most important things that we need as people because it's our motivation, which is the next one, to be successful. So, what do we think motivation means? Good. So, motivation could be something to help you achieve those dreams or those goals or those hopes or whatever that you have. So, my motivation for wanting to exercise every day is to know that I'm staying healthy. And when I decide to have kids one day, I can catch up with them and I can be healthy with them. Another motivation could be, if you're one of the first people to graduate high school in your family, that is a great motivator because you want to be that first person in your family. So that is what motivation is. So a reason to wanting to succeed. So that's what motivate. Think about what motivates you every day in life. And last but not least, an action plan. What do we think an action plan means? Good. So, an action plan are the steps you need to take in order to achieve your goals. So, a plan to put in place to help you achieve your goals. So, if I wanted to run a marathon, I can't just go out there and run a marathon tomorrow, right? That's impossible. I would have to come up with an action plan. So, what I could do is maybe the first week run 3 or 4 miles. Then the next week, run about 5 or 6. And the next week, you just increase your mileage to eventually get up to that marathon number. I would never want to run a marathon. Props to people who do, but not for me. That was just an example. So, an action plan is a plan that you put in place to help you achieve your goals. So, if you want to be a straight A student, what's your action plan? How are you going to get there? Are you going to study every day? Are you going to ask your teachers questions? Are you going to do your homework every night? That is an action plan. So now that we've filled this out together, over the next few days, you're going to be watching a multitude of videos, and I want you to find examples for every definition that we came up with together. And I want you to explain what that is and make sure that you have filled this portion out of your film study guide. If you have not, go ahead and pause and make sure that this is all filled out before you begin. And I'm excited to see your responses.